Yo, what's going on, people? King Rich is back again with another video. Yeah, big up to everybody that supports the channel and all that good stuff. So we've had a revelation today. Yeah, a few guys sent this to me on Instagram, and I saw this earlier today. And it's basically the story where Michael Ward, who is a very popular, or was a very popular actor from the UK, a black guy, he basically found himself in trouble. There was the allegation that he had raped a woman in a car, yeah, after a party or some kind of nightclub event or something like that. And basically he had ended up in court, and the court proceedings have gone through, and he's been found not guilty, right? He's been found not guilty. And this is a very important story because, at the end of the day, this can happen to any guy. Yeah. Now, obviously, we wasn't there. We don't know the full 100% facts. But as far as the court says, the jury, the judge and jury, etc., they're saying he's not guilty. So that's the end result. He's not guilty. But there's a mix of opinions about this, right? So we're going to go into that mix of opinions. But anyway, before we do that, we're going to start from the top. And I've actually got some other videos we're going to take a look at. And this is a video right here where a girl was saying, a girl currently going viral for speaking about her alleged experience with Michael Ward. So this is the actual girl, right? And let's hear what she had to say.
How are you trying to push a girl that's unconscious in a sprinter? How are you trying to push a girl that's unconscious in a sprinter? And you're telling me that those guys aren't on some P. Diddy thing. And I saw this brother again, and he did it again. And you guys still want to defend him. Michael tried to put me in. He shouted out in the streets. He said, yo, put this girl in a car. Put her in a car. His friends literally are yes men. So they literally were carrying me to put me in a car. But I had dropped flat on the floor. And my friend literally had to say to them, no, don't put her in the car. Something's up. What are you doing? If my friend was not there, or if she was she is a snake, but if she was a very terrible, she's terrible, but even more terrible, what could have happened? Why are you trying to put somebody that is, you guys have clearly done something to me, the whole gang of you brothers, yeah? Why is Michael trying to orchestrate that I go in a sprinter? Why? Why? Does that make any sense? And he came to me again in 2023 at Giggs' party and told me and my girls to get in a sprinter again. Right in my face. This guy doesn't care because he's a celebrity, and this is the thing. So you guys are even talking, saying this don't make sense. No one cares. Why are you picking on Michael? Bro, he did it again. He took all my friends off in the sprinter. And I'm thinking, why does this guy do this weirdo stuff, bro? You're weird. And I will always hate him. And I don't care about his fans. You're weird if you're a fan of someone. Because you're a grown adult. If you're fanboying someone you've never met, you're a loser. Because the fact that you haven't even met them, if you probably met this guy, you probably wouldn't like him. Because I used to be like, how are you trying to put a girl in push?
See, this girl here is basically saying that she's had some run-ins with Michael Ward in the past, and he's basically trying to get his friends to put her into a car, etc., etc. Like, again, we don't know the ins and outs. This sounds like this is a different story. This isn't what he went to court for. But like, I'm really skeptical when I hear these stories from these women, because I know in real life women lie. Yeah, I know women lie, and yes, men lie too, but especially when it comes to guys who are popular, celebrities, etc., guys that have clout, a lot of times they can find themselves in trouble dealing with these random chicks, right? And even if you're not a celebrity, even if you're just a regular dude, you need to be very careful of these party girls, these drunk girls, and I said it in a video a little while ago that when you're out partying at motives and stuff like that, never ever deal with a girl that is intoxicated, because you don't know what would happen the next day, that when she might say that you did something to her, you forced her, And at the time, it wasn't like that, right? And it can happen to anyone. But anyway, this girl here, she's clearly saying that Michael Ward is like a weird dude, a dodgy dude, especially when it comes to women. So yeah, I've got this second girl, right, who basically made a video talking about Michael Ward. So let's take a look. And big up to Daniel for the super chat. He says, been waiting for this. And color don't matter. Be careful, man. Them. Yeah, that's a very good point. At the end of the day, especially when you're a black man, I'm saying you need to be careful of women, period. It's not a lot of pro-black people. They'll be like, oh yeah, you got to be careful of white women. They'll mess you up. They'll get you arrested, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, in this day and age, any woman can get you arrested. Even if it's a woman from your own community, you need to be very careful, right? You need to be careful, period. You shouldn't be talking to drunk women but at the end of the day, like, you could be a guy going to parties, going to nightclubs, etc., and you can be hooking up with a lot of women, etc., etc. But guess what? It only takes one to ruin your life. I want you lot to all understand that. I hope that is got through to somebody. It only takes one to ruin your life. And the truth is about this situation is that, yes, Michael Ward got found not guilty, so he's not going to have to go to prison, but his reputation is tarnished. His career is pretty much fucked. Do you get what I'm saying? Because what platform is really going to give him another big opportunity now? Because you gotta realize there's going to still be a large number of people in society who are going to be like, I don't care if you got found guilty, not guilty, he's still guilty. Or, yeah, just because the judge and jury said he's not guilty, I don't believe it. So his reputation, his career is messed up. He's always going to have that hanging over his head. But anyway, let's listen to what this girl had to say talking about Michael Ward. And I'm not sure if this is the girl that he went to court for, but this girl came out on social media and she was talking.
Can still bring it on a public platform to show that it's true if I want to do that. It's just men saying I'm lying, or men going against what I'm saying. It doesn't really make a difference. Situation. Well, thank you. I know what I'm doing is right now. Saying details on live when I don't even know how I want to go about it yet is crazy. I don't want to do that. I don't have to do that.
So why are you even doing a live then? If you don't want to talk about what happened and you don't want to share the details, why are you even on live? I don't understand.
You know, understand all the men don't. Surprise. Yeah, literally.
What are you going to gain from talking to a live chat full of strangers that don't know the situation, and you're here doing all this ambiguous talk about a celebrity that you allegedly, maybe he's done something wrong, or bro, like this is just like, I don't understand people that do this kind of thing. And a lot of times women will do this. And it's crazy because if the man really did something evil, why are you taking to social media to do a live stream? Attention's a hell of a drug.
Details to my close people, and it made me feel better talking about it in detail with them. But talking about it on live with people watching who I don't know would not make me feel better to talk about it in detail. My close friends know, my boyfriend knows, my family knows. That's all that matters. Yeah, people are defending someone who's been charged, not accused, charged. To be charged with something like that, there has to be a lot of proof. So how are you still defending this man?
So now she's talking about he got when Michael Ward got charged. So maybe this is the girl here that actually put him in jail. This is the girl here that actually got him in trouble and charged with rape. Maybe this is the girl right here.
People forget what the situation is when it's someone with a bit of fame. That's so true. If this was a normal man, no one would be questioning if it's true. It's him. Everyone's questioning it. Oh my God, I'm not even going to rise to you guys. I never even spoke on the situation on some media. Ever. People would even ask if I was seeing this person. I would stay silent. I never responded. If I was gassing up something, I would have been responding. Never responded. That's crazy. Hey guys, I don't want to sell my story to the papers. Do you want to cut it? How much, like this much? It's a good way to handle a lot of things when you have a platform because it spreads awareness.
No, you just want attention. You want attention. Like, from the way my mind thinks logically, if I've gone through a very traumatic experience with somebody, yeah, like where I feel I've been violated and it's a serious crime, I wouldn't go to social media to talk about it. Especially something like grape. I wouldn't candidly just go on TikTok live and start talking. That, like, I'm sorry, that, and then when the people are starting to ask you questions about it, you don't want to answer the question. Like, what then? If you're not going to answer the people's questions, why are you on live stream? Like, it doesn't make sense. If anything, the only time you would answer any questions or talk about what happened is to the police or when you're in the courtroom. You wouldn't be on a fucking social media live streaming app with strangers with God knows who watching. Like, this doesn't make sense. This is crazy.
I can still bring it on a public platform to show that it's true if I want to do that. It's just men saying I'm lying or men going against what I'm saying.
It's not only men. It wasn't only men going against what you're saying. It's not only men. Yeah? It's not only men. But anyway. So this is a week ago from the Michael Ward trial. Yeah, and this guy basically has come to like just talk about it, you know, yeah.
Has just wrapped for the day. The alleged victim came into court and today she was cross-examined by Michael Ward's main lawyer. Pages and pages of brand new notes I have to go through, so please listen attentively to what I am saying. There were other friends also who were part of a group chat with her. Her name and other names I'm not going to list because I don't think it's appropriate. But she, the main lawyer, Michael Ward's lawyer, grilled her so badly. The alleged victim admitted that she Googled him before as the friends asked, you know, who he was when they all decided to basically go to this party in the group chat because they wanted a New Year's Eve all-white party or something to basically do. She refutes knowing a lot about him and explains that she just quickly Googled, only not, you know, really doing any research. The lawyers continued to grill her by asking questions and saying, well, don't you and your friends trade images of men that you basically date? The alleged victim doesn't even look at Michael throughout the cross-examination once. She just directly... Part 2 has just wrapped for the day. She looks straight to the jurors in one pose where her arms are by her side and she wants to stand. She does not want to sit. And sometimes I see her hands shaking. She's, you know, talks about how she was wearing white leggings and a crop top on the day of the event. She can't recall what time she arrived and she can't recall if she paid entry to the event as well. She says, I can't recall to a lot. She has no memory of the duration of the journey as well. And she does not, she does recall, however, where the car was parked when they all arrived. And Michael Ward's lawyer note that their car that was parked was close to where Michael Ward's car was parked as well when he arrived to the event.
So she couldn't remember anything apart from being parked next to Michael Ward's car. What? And then she's claiming she didn't know who he was. I'm sorry. In my opinion, I think that's a lie. That's cap. Most people in the UK, yeah, especially in the black community, urban community, even non-black people, most people would know who Michael Ward was because most people was watching the Top Boy series on Netflix. Most people was watching that. Right? And so like they're trying to act like she just did a quick Google search. Bro, she knew who he was. All right, this is all cap. and she doesn't know anything else. I'm sorry, this is cap.
The lawyer is asking very probing questions, guys. Very probing questions. Didn't you know it was him when you just met him? You were happy to chat to him. She says yes. You quickly recognized him, didn't you? Was it flirty from the start? She says few words. Then the lawyer says not few words. It was a full conversation. And she says not flirty. And the lawyer says, but why give your snap if it was not flirty? This is how it was going. It was very intense. The lawyer says he looks straight to the jurors in one pose where her arms are by her side. You must have wanted him to contact you, no? Why give him details? She says, I simply can't say. Didn't he hug you all? She says, I can't recall. This is Michael Ward's lawyer. Then the Michael Ward's lawyer uses her own police statement, the alleged victim statement against her. You said flattered by him, clearly showing that you were flirting. Did you ever laugh at it? And then the alleged victim says no. And the lawyer says, pleasant atmosphere. She says no. Then the lawyer says no, like in a, taunting way. I was not flirty back, the alleged victim says. The lawyer says, you were flattered, no? So if you're flattered, surely you were flirting. She says, I can't recall words exchanged. You felt uncomfortable, so why not go home, says the lawyer. She wanted to be with friends. That was her response. The reality was that you were catching eyes with him throughout, wasn't it? Then, she says, I can't recall. The lawyer says, why did you...
What the hell? The man's asked the alleged victim, oh, was you catching eyes with Michael Ward the whole time? She says she doesn't remember. How do you not remember? How do you not remember if you and this guy that you're claiming is great to you was catching eyes? How do you not remember? Anyway.
You messaged him if you were uncomfortable when you left the event. And then the lawyer continues, you're not answering, when she responds by saying anxiety. Lawyer hammers in, you must have wanted him to contact you, no? Why give him details? She says, you're not answering, because why were you trying to meet him if you expressed that you were uncomfortable in the club? His car was close to her friend's car. Why tell him where your friend's car is parked? Why? Why, if you felt uncomfortable, to the alleged victim? She admits telling where her location would be. So the alleged victim admits saying, this is where the car is parked and etc. But why would you do that if you've already expressed that you were uncomfortable with him?
Exactly. Why would you give your details, your contact details to a guy that you're not interested in and he's making you feel uncomfortable? Why would you give your details to him? And then why would you tell him exactly where your car is? Why would you do that? Why would you be going back and forth in flirty conversation with a guy that's making you feel uncomfortable and you're not interested in? Bro, I'm sorry, bro. Guys, you need to be really careful, bro. Very careful of all women. This day and age is very dangerous for just being a man. It's dangerous, bro. Like, a woman can mess your life up so easily, bro. Like, and they can just lie. And guess what? Even if their lies get exposed, there's no repercussions. There's no repercussions, bro. Like, there's nothing. Anyway.
In the club. The lawyer continues, you wanted him to come find you, didn't you? His comment at the time was odd, the alleged victim responds, and weird. All the more reason to not go meet him, no? All the more reason to not go meet him, no? Then the alleged victim says, in your opinion, and the lawyer says, no, not in my opinion. The lawyer continues, why are you going to try go to a second party if you expressed that you were uncomfortable?
You see? The girl wanted to meet up with him and go to another party with a guy that she feels uncomfortable with. A guy that she's not liking and a guy she doesn't know that he's famous. This girl is full of cap. And that's why he got found not guilty, because she's a liar, bro. She's just chatting absolute rubbish.
Listen to this. The alleged victim says, he didn't have my phone number, but the lawyer snaps back. But he had your snap. And guess who started the conversation on Snapchat? It was you.
Oh,
you were waiting for him, weren't you? Crazy. You're not answering because...
So basically, she gave him the snap and then she instigated more conversations with him. Remember, she's saying she didn't like the guy and she was uncomfortable with him. Why would you give the snap and why would you instigate conversations? And why would you be talking about going to another party with him? Psst.
The lawyer continues, you were waiting 20 minutes. That's a long time, no? You didn't even know him. You didn't know what mutual friend did because she was waiting in her car afterwards. And so the lawyer was like, well, why are you waiting for him? if you felt so uncomfortable? Why didn't you just go home? Then the alleged victim says that she didn't know what the plans were from a friend in the car who was a mutual between the parties. And the lawyer was like, well, how can you not know what that mutual friend was doing? Because he was also in the car with you, you know, with the other friends. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, I will clarify in another video. Her friend's car was parked right next to Michael's, the lawyer, you know, quips. The lawyer continues, why would you want to go into a car with him? Because you just expressed that you were uncomfortable. So you were comfortable? And flirty comments were made. She responds, yes, I was happy to get in a car with him. She says, yes, now. And she doesn't recall asking for an address, but she does admit.
So the girl went in the car with him. She was not forced. She was not coerced. She happily went in the car with him, bro. And they waited 20 minutes for him in the car. They were waiting for him for 20 minutes. Her and her friends were waiting for 20 minutes so that they could all go and do whatever after. And then she jumped in the car with him. This is a guy that she doesn't feel comfortable with and she has no interest in. And she doesn't know who he is. Wow. That's all I can say, bro. That's all I could say, fam. Like, guys, you need to be careful out there. You need to be careful out there. These women, bro, they mess your life up and they won't care. They will go to sleep peacefully.
Admit that I did find Michael Ward attractive. The lawyer continues, you were waiting 20 minutes. That's a long time, no? The judge intervenes. You said you did not flirt with him before, but now you said that you did. So even the judge is calling her out, saying that you initially started up testifying on the trial in front of the jurors to say that you did not flirt with him. But now, near the end, you saying that, yes, the conversations were flirty. It makes the jurors question your story because right in front of the jurors, you've literally basically been caught out.
Wow. Big up to Mohammed for the 20 super sticker. Appreciate you, my bro. Appreciate you, bro. Big up Mohammed, yeah? Bro, like, this woman literally got caught out. She got cross-examined and got caught out. Now, a few more questions along the line. Now she's confessed that, yeah, she was flirting with him. Bruh. We live in a very, very dangerous time in history to be a man. Even a girl could be showing you, you know, interest and all good signs, but she could still ruin your life, bro. Be very, very careful who you deal with. But number one, never deal with no intoxicated girls. That's the number one rule of defense. Don't deal with intoxicated girls. Yeah, you heard that your friend went out to a nightclub and he hooked up with some chick that was, you know, she's been drinking, he was drinking, they hooked up and it all worked out nice. Yeah. But bro, as I said, it only takes one time for it to go wrong. And that's your life messed up. And let me tell you another thing. If you end up going to prison for grape, bro, they might delete you in prison, bro. They might delete you in there. So I just want you lot to be aware of that as well. At the very least, your life will be very miserable. Yeah, at the very least. And then, at the extreme, you might get deleted, bro. That happens all the time. Anyway.
The lawyer jumps in. You've changed your account of flirtation right here in front of the jurors. Why did you deny it at first? She says, I don't recall words being used. Didn't you initially kiss him with your arms around him? She says, I can't recall. The lawyer says, but you were laughing when you left the first car. She admits that she was. They then basically talk about how they left the first car after the, you know, kiss and whatever, and that they were going to go to McDonald's to get some food and go home, but they couldn't go into McDonald's. So they went back to the flat, wherever the flat was, to basically use the toilets. As they were leaving, Michael Ward was arriving into this flat, and the lawyer was basically saying, well, this is a coincidence. Why didn't you stop at any service stations to go to the toilet if that's what you wanted to do? Why did the judge intervenes?
Wow. This girl really tried to stitch him up, bro.
Did you go back to the flat? Clearly you have ulterior motives, which is absolutely insane. The lawyer continues to say, you were driving to go meet Michael, weren't you? She says we weren't allowed at McDonald's. Whew. She then, rounds it up the lawyer and says, this alleged victim initiated contact on Snapchat, kept him informed, said that she wasn't flirtatious, but then, admitted that she was flirtatious, said that he was uncomfortable in that moment, but then went into the car with him. So why would you be uncomfortable, but then go into the car with him? Why would you then tell him where were you going to go? Why would you then wait 20 minutes outside? Crazy, guys. And this is now resuming Friday, and we might get a verdict next week. So the next 2 days are going to be
Which was today.
off. This is a lot of information for me to give in a TikTok. I'm doing a full 30-minute breakdown on my channel, YouTube, Ram Raleigh, where I discuss stuff like this later on tonight. I think.
Yeah, big up to Daniel for the super chat. He says, brother's livelihood ruined over bullshit. Tread carefully. Yeah. Bro, he's been found not guilty, but bro, his reputation is ruined. This isn't a joke. Like, bro, this guy's livelihood is done. There's no big platform or studio that is gonna say, yeah, Michael Ward, be the leading role, the star of this movie now, bro. Like, because the backlash will be just too mad. It'll be too immense. Because there's gonna be a large proportion of percentage of society who are going to still be like, well, he got charged with that, so he must be a bad person. That's it. That's it, fam. Big up to Stephen for the super chat. He says, why isn't there any serious deterrent for this kind of lying? Because society is all about empowering women and emasculating men. That's why, bro. This society is about destroying men and making men subservient and weak little wet wipe dogs. Yeah, we're meant to be workhorses. Yeah. Whereas women are given free reign to do whatever they want. And this is what is equality. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So this here is basically Michael Ward, Top Boy star, arrived at court. Yeah. Michael Ward appears in court. Metropolitan police officer charged him. He appears in court in East London.
Morning, Michael Ward, Top Boy. Good morning. Any advice for the younger generations of Top Boy? Arrived in court right now. Oh, sorry. Morning, Michael Ward, Top.
Bruh. All for chasing vagina, bro. All chasing vagina. Lust. I did a video the other day talking about lust. Lust will get you in trouble, cuz. Yeah. You want to sleep with all the girls, bro. You want to sleep with all the women, bro. Like, bruh. Danger. You want to go to all the motives and the nightclubs and the shisha lounges and the day parties and the festivals and all these things. You want to be in these places with these party girls, these fast girls. Yeah, you want to flash money, or maybe you've got clout, so you want to leverage that so that now you can hook up. Easy hookups. Bro, this is one of the risks you're taking, bro. You could end up walking into a courtroom. You could have your whole career. Think about how much time this guy's had to put into acting to get to the point where he ended up being a star of Top Boy, getting all these other opportunities that he's had, and now it's all ruined. It's ruined, cuz. This guy was gonna probably be the next UK Denzel Washington, bro. It's gone. All of that gone in a blink of an eye. From some girl that literally, it just come to find out she was just chatting absolute shit in court. That's crazy. So yeah, so today Michael Ward found not guilty of grape. Let's read the caption, and we're gonna read the comments underneath this. Let's read the comments. Let's see what people had to say about it, because there's mixed opinions. Actor Michael Ward has been found not guilty of grape and SA. Ward was accused of raping a woman in a vehicle after meeting her at a nightclub in Stratford. Damn, that's very close by. Very close to home. The actor denied 2 counts of grape, 2 counts of assault by penetration, and 1 count of SA. He testified that the encounter was consensual. Ward sobbed in court after he was found not guilty of all charges. The guy cried. Do you know why he cried? Because he cried tears of relief, because he knew that if he was to go to jail for grape, bro, you might lose your life in there. It's not even just the fact that you're in jail, but you might get deleted in there. Especially for the fact that you're a celebrity. Oh my God. Stratford, you know. That's literally just up there. Stratford. All right, cool. So I wrote, good for him. Hope he is more careful in the future. That's what I wrote underneath. I ain't even going to read what he said. Someone wrote underneath, control that lust. Absolutely. Some people are just so stupid. They literally just write the dumbest things. But this guy wrote, exactly, this is a serious wake-up call to all men, especially us in the community. Now he can get his life back on track and resume his work. I can only imagine what he went through for over 3 years. It's crazy. Someone said waiting for YouTube video on this. And it's here, bro. Big up D. You see, waiting for the YouTube video. Big up Daniel. He put, same, bro. Gotta be careful out here, man, them. Exactly. So this guy wrote, we need lie detectors in every case going forward. Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that. Why don't they just use lie detectors? This girl wrote, should sue her for loss of earnings and opportunities. Absolutely, bro. And this is a woman saying this. He should sue her for loss of earnings and opportunities, because guess what? His career is fucked. All right? If you get accused of grape, your career is over. Bro, I was talking about this with one of my mates in the gym today. Bro, what was that guy's name? That black guy in America? Oh, man. What was his name, bro? That black guy that got chased by his girlfriend down the street, and it was on video. You guys in the chat, help me out. And he was in Creed. He was Michael B. Jordan's opponent in Creed. What was his name? Jonathan Majors. That's it. I just remembered. Jonathan Majors. Has he been in any other blockbuster movie? Nope. He got accused of stuff that didn't come out to be legitimate. Bro, he hasn't been in any other big production since. The guy was getting chased down the road by his girlfriend at the time. And then she made allegations at him. And guess what? He lost all his opportunities. The guy was going to be in Marvel movies. He had a deal with the US military. He was the next one up. He lost all his opportunities. You haven't seen him in another film since. Gone. Crazy, bro. Falcon said in the chat, Johnny Depp. Yep, you haven't seen him in another big production since the Amber Heard debacle. You haven't seen him in another big production, bro. Like, When you get accused of this, you're pretty much done. So yes, Michael Ward should sue that woman for loss of earnings and opportunities and take her to the cleaners, bro. Literally anything she's got is just take it all, bro. Like, I have no remorse. But again, obviously in this society, for women, there's no repercussions when they get caught out lying or fabricating or making up stories that could actually damage somebody and ruin them. You know, there's no repercussions, there's nothing. It's just everyone just, oh, well, she lied. Okay, cool. No further action. And I've seen this in real life. Big up Daniel for a super chat. He says, lost his Marvel deal because of it. Kang has left the building. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. He lost it all. Because no studio, no production company, no big platform are gonna like come out and back some guy that's been accused of rape. Like that, no, bro. Like that's it. It's done. Oh yeah, Ty Lil. I did a video on him as well, Ty Lil. But his situation's different because he's a streamer. So basically, he is his own, like, he is his own monopoly. He is his own business. Like, do you get what I'm saying? He's a streamer. But if you are like an actor or a pro athlete or something where you're getting paid, you know, like, it's a different thing. Like, do you get what I'm saying? You're getting paid by the studio, by the, you know, by Hollywood or whatever. Like, the people that believe that Ty Lil did something wrong are not going to be the people that give him views. And actually, sometimes it still will be the people that will give him views. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a different situation. But again, you still get that label on you. Some people are still going to hold on to that. For sure. So let's look at more comments. This guy wrote, but the allegations are a stain. Wisest thing for a single successful man living in the West to do is find a traditional, God-fearing woman away from the Western Hemisphere. And forget this hookup culture. It's not worth the risk for a few moments of pleasure. Exactly, bruh. I tell you lot now, I'm really not interested in this hookup culture anymore, bro. I really am not. Like, contrary to what some people may believe, I'm really not. I'm actually very, very cautious. I think that women are very dangerous, bro. Like, again, you want to go out to clubs and stuff like that, nightclubs, you know, nothing good happens at night. And you want to meet women of the night for cheap thrills. Cheap thrills, bruh. And you think it's just going to go all smooth. Yeah, it might go smooth once, twice, 3 times, 5 times. It might be smooth all year. But again, it only takes one to wake up the next day and think, you know what? I'm going to fuck this guy's life up. It only takes one. She wakes up one day, you know what? Actually, I don't like this guy. This guy's not, he just used me. So, you know what? Boom, I'm going to start lying. And I'm not saying that every single time this situation comes up, the woman's lying. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that a woman can lie. Big up Marcus for the super chat. He said, yeah, Jonathan Majors, he lost everything. And a majority of the women in the black community turned on him. Oh, I mean, bro, it's not surprising, bro. It's not surprising. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, it doesn't matter what color woman in this time in history. It doesn't mean, it's not really a thing of, oh, you're a black guy, it's only white women are gonna get you in trouble. No, any woman can get you in trouble, bro. Any woman can. Any woman can, bro. Big up to A-Lord for the super chat. He says, courts don't have lie detectors because it would prove to everyone that women are capable of lying. Ooh. I don't understand. Why wouldn't they just do lie detector tests in these kind of situations when it's like your word against somebody else's? Why wouldn't they do that? Even if it was a thing where, okay, boom, we do lie detector test, but that's not going to be the deciding factor, but it can be a factor. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it can be an important factor. If the lie detector test keeps saying that you're lying and we keep trying it and it keeps saying you're lying, I think that's going to be pretty much a good indicator that the person's lying. Again, I'm not saying you just use the lie detector and remove the judge and jury. No, I'm saying use add the lie detector as another piece in the system. But that would just make too much sense, I guess. That would just be too logical. So this girl said, I'm sorry, but they need to post her face so others are warned. Yeah? But, you know, it's all about protecting. It's all about, let's show Michael Ward's face and make the story public. But the woman that's saying that he did this, we got to hide her face, even though it was found that he was not guilty in court. But we still got to protect her. Even though the court's saying that she's lying, it's a false accusation, but we still have to protect her. Why? That is so interesting. Don't you think? Press 1 in the chat if you get what I'm saying. That's so interesting that even if the woman gets found to be fabricating what happened, they still have to protect her identity. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's actually mad. But a man, they'll never protect a man's identity for anything, no matter what side of the fence he's on. They're not going to protect his identity. They're putting him out there, bro. We need to see his face. Whether he's telling the truth or lying, we need to see his face. This guy said he has to sue her, especially for defamation of character. Yeah, I agree. This was a long comment. Someone said, finally, the truth shall set us free. Yeah, but his reputation is still damaged, though. And just as this guy said, the allegations have already done the damage. Yep. This guy wrote, I implore you all to read the report. Nobody reads in depth. Just headlines. This wasn't a case of not enough evidence. There was plenty to prove him not guilty in this stance. In this instance. Someone put, lied to friends, lied to the police, deleted messages and told the police 18 months later, lied about blood when forensics showed no evidence, had a boyfriend. The girl that's accusing Michael Ward of doing something had a boyfriend. Jesus Christ, bro. So this girl that went to this nightclub, flirting, gave her a snap to Michael Ward, done some kind of intimate acts with him, then lied to police. She had a boyfriend the whole time, cuz. Oh my God, bro. Wow. Wow. She had a boyfriend the whole time. Are you lot hearing me, bro? Like, do you lot, like, let me know. Can you lot hear what I'm saying? She had a boyfriend the whole time. Someone said, just wait until they actually report everything that was said in court from someone who sat through most days. That is crazy, bro. Someone said, God will always vindicate the innocent. Now sue her. Yeah, he needs to sue the hell out of her. And this chick, this rapper, Trillery, She said, let this be a lesson for everyone. It's time to be a little more cautious about who we choose to share sexual encounters with. One wrong decision can change your whole life for the worse. It's awful for victims of rape to witness things like this also. And that is true, because there are real victims out there that really go through these ordeals and these violations. Yeah. So that there's truth to that. Okay, so of course we got this woman here, and she says, doesn't mean he's innocent, by the way. And that is DJ Shay Official. She said, doesn't mean he's innocent, by the way. Bro, the judge and jury and the forensics and the forensic team and the cross-examinations have shown that there's discrepancies in what this girl has said and claimed. But let's see what the comments said underneath what she had to say. By that logic, no matter what he is, no matter what, he is doomed. What means that he is not innocent then? Bruh. This girl replied and said, true, but they pulled up her deleted messages, read the report. It's shocking. She tried to set him up. I feel sorry for the rest of honest women being set back by this. So basically, they went through the correspondence of text messages and they found that she was a liar, bro. And this is what I said to you lot the other day. I said, always keep your text messages with these women. Always keep your text messages. Your DMs, your text messages, everything. Emails, always keep them. Never delete those messages, cuz. I'm telling you from my own personal experience, cuz. Do not delete your messages ever. Because you don't know when you're going to need that as evidence to prove your character, to prove that you are not a villain, that you are not guilty. Because if this guy had deleted his messages with her, he'd be in a different situation now. All right? I'm telling you guys this. This is from my own personal situation before in life. Do not delete your messages with girls, bro. Because even if they delete their messages, in fact, do screenshots of your messages with them, bruv. Screenshots. That's what girls do. Bro. Certain times when you're having mad, crazy arguments with girls, you need to start videoing. Get your camera and start videoing them when they're going ballistic, acting crazy. Start video them. Or when you're on mad phone calls and they're acting crazy on the phone, talking reckless and mad, start voice recording. Start recording the phone call. Because, bruh, some of these women, once they feel like they've been scorned, bro, they can be very spiteful and vindictive, and they can just try and ruin you, and they will go to sleep peacefully, bro. Yeah? No heart, no conscience. How many stories have you heard where women have sent men to jail? Man's gone to jail for his whole life. Then once the guy turns 60 years old, 70 years old, then the woman comes out and says, oh, you know what? Sorry, I lied. The guy's had his whole youth, his prime years wasted sitting in jail, going through all these horrible ordeals in jail for something he never did. Guess what? Again, no repercussions for the woman. Nothing. If anything, they'll sit her down, give her an interview, let her cry about why she lied on the guy. And I'm so sorry I did that to you. You're an evil, evil, evil demon. Why would you do that to somebody? This one wrote, just because he's not guilty don't mean she lied. Bruh. These people are just saying stuff because they want to destroy this guy, bro. As I said, we live in a society that hates men. This is a gynocentric society, bro. This is why guys have to be very careful. This guy wrote, told her friends in her group chat we was kissing. I willingly got in the back of the car and I verbally never said no. These texts were shown to the jury. How on earth was this a case when the police knew this before charging him? Because we live in a gynocentric society. That's why, bro. This guy wrote, the allegation alone is still career damaging. Kiss my teeth. Yep. Another person saying the court should have lie detector tests. So this woman wrote, grape is an unbelievably hard to prove. It's so, okay, sorry again. Grape is so unbelievably hard to prove. My thoughts go out to the girl involved. What? The woman has been found to be saying things that are not true and inaccurate in her statements, and you're still saying your thoughts go out to the girl. Wow. Wow. Big up to Marcus for the super chat. He says, she had a boyfriend and went out clubbing, chatting to next man. This is what I'm saying, cuz. Like, this already goes to show the woman's character, bro. She had a boyfriend. She was looking up. Remember, she said she did a Google search of this guy. Bro, if you've got a boyfriend, why are you Google searching up this guy, giving him your snap, talking about going to a next party with him, and then getting in a car with him to be intimate? Bro, oh my God, bro. You're scumbag, bro. Absolute scumbag. This woman wrote, this is why reporting SA is useless. Wow. So under this story where Michael Ward is found not guilty, this woman thinks that it's smart to write, this is why reporting SA is useless. So basically, in other words, she's saying Michael Ward had to be guilty. Wow. This one wrote, let's be clear, not guilty doesn't mean he didn't do it, or he did it, or he did do it. So let's not assume innocence or guilt based on courtroom outcome. Only they know the truth. And listen, I get that what they're saying there. We wasn't there. But going on based on the evidence, going on based on how she conducted herself, and based on the type of character she has since she already had a boyfriend, I mean, we can join the dots very logically. This isn't just based on the judge and jury's opinion. We're basing it on what the facts are, bro. Like, of what we know anyway. So this person wrote, the thing with these cases is it's so hard to prove. He couldn't have done it, or he could have done it, or he couldn't have done it. Only him and the woman will ever know. So I'll put a meme there of, now what did we learn? Can't trust a lot of these 304s. That's why you can't trust any 304s. Big up Daniel for the super chat. He says, a lot of women defending her. One of them said, just because he wasn't found guilty doesn't mean it didn't happen. I commented, are you all right? Tapped. Yeah. Yep. This woman wrote, so what happens to the woman who wrongly accused him? Bro, nothing. The answer is nothing. And this guy replied and said, nothing. Sadly, that's society. Yep. Nothing happens, bro. So this guy wrote, on the other hand, though, Mandem, stay vigilant and disciplined. The LV General situation is dead there. As Mandem, we got to do better. More self-control at all times, please. Yes. Because, yeah, the Michael Ward got found not guilty. But what about LV General, though? The LV General situation is a lot different. There's CCTV incriminating him. And he's got previous. This is a guy who doesn't control his lust. And it's caught up to him, bro. So just because Michael Ward got found not guilty, don't mean that you can, or guys should go out there and start acting stupid and thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to get off like Michael Ward. Absolutely not, bro. This should actually be a warning. Again, another woman wrote, this does not mean he's innocent. Grape is notoriously difficult to prove. Yep. This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying his career's effed, is fucked. Because there's a lot of women that still believe, even though he got found not guilty, that doesn't mean he's innocent. So therefore, in other words, he's a grapist in their opinion, bro. That is a substantial stain on your reputation, especially as a black man. I want you lot to all take that in. Because it's not just women outside of your community, it's women in your community that are going to have that opinion. This guy wrote, see how women can ruin your life. Now he might never get his life back and that female won't be brought to justice. Kiss my teeth. Yep. Until there is repercussions for false claims, these kind of things will always happen. Especially if you're a guy who has something to lose. This guy wrote, where are all the ladies bashing him when he wasn't even found guilty? Why aren't they bashing the type of woman that lie? Yeah, because girl power, bro. Because sisterhood. Yeah. When women get exposed for doing dirt and being wrong and being scumbags, you know, women are quiet. Because they're biased, fam. And a lot of women are misandrists. All right? A lot of women hate men. This guy wrote, people need to understand it was about staining his reputation and character. Even though he's not guilty, people will still remember he got charged with this crap. And a woman who was lying, nothing happens to her and the laws need to be changed. Yep. Yep, absolutely. Bruh, at the end of the day, I'm happy for him. You know, he got found not guilty. Again, I don't know. I wasn't there. Bruh, you just gotta be careful. You gotta be more careful in this life, bro. I'm sorry, as a guy, you gotta be careful. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below and all that good stuff. Yeah, you lot take care of yourselves, man. Like the video, hype the video, share the video with all your mates, share the channel with your friends and all that. I'll be back again with more content as usual. You lot take care of yourselves and control your lust, all right? Anyway, with that being said, take care. I'm out.